Hello everyone! RPG Kingdom Kid here, back with another live stream of Final Fantasy XIV and Walker. How y'all doing today? I want to apologize first and foremost of the abrupt end that the last stream had. Wasn't really my intention for it to end that way, but you know, it just happens. So, yeah. But anyway, guys, as you all know, I live stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We will be streaming Final Fantasy XIV and Walker in its entirety, all the MSQs, and if there's anything bonus stuff that happens, depending on how long the last stream is, maybe we'll do some extra stuff, or maybe I'll just do an extra stream afterwards. Anyway, depends on. Again, it all depends. But of course, guys, I release videos every single day as well at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, or at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. if it's a day that I'm streaming. Currently, guys, we have The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword coming out at the earlier slot. I hope you guys are enjoying that game. We're actually getting very damn close to the end of that game, so I hope you're enjoying that. And of course, guys, the later slot is Shin Megami Tensei 5. I hope you all are all enjoying that as well. I'm having a blast in both of those games. Alright, so without further ado, let us continue on, and I'll be honest, I kind of forgot what we were doing. I know we were talking to someone about something, so school stuff, you know, we learned about something from the one guy, so welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the stadium proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow scions. As expected, news of the warding skills was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eosia and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to limbs of Laminza. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but it does seem seems to be the way the winds are blowing. I wonder, like, if I'd be taking this to whatever my starting city was. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Valbran. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Estinian? Didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain though. Phaetra and the alchemists of the great work put their heart and soul to each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. Well, you're not coming with us. As much as I would like to escape the form's watchful gaze, I have little choice but to stay behind. We've already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can't imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Montoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide is about to turn. I can feel it. To limbs of Laminza. God, I hate that it costs so much money to teleport to Limsa. I mean, I shouldn't complain. I have over 3 million gil, and in all honesty, what the fuck else am I going to use this for besides for... Oh, out of the blue. Is that how you start the blue mage quest, maybe? I don't know. There's so many of these, like, these blue quests that I should just literally start them. Shall we dance? That's the starter class. That's the dancer class. There's the sage. That's fisherman. Should continue on my Arcanist. I was told to expect you. As you may or may not be aware, the Admiral is at present entertaining the elder seats here at the Sultana. 3 of the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them? Hello, bitches. My apologies for calling you away from Charlene at such short notice. On the contrary, we are honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It was only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it's only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we are all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? It hinges entirely on the warring skills and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlene, the allied nations have engaged in separate fronts, with no end in sight, like this cleavage of mine. To make matters worse, a surge of abductions of Kabals, Sahagin, Ixial, and Anata have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph at Razat Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Sons of Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Talathiel at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's hearts, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilsabard contingent. To think such progress has been made on such a short span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered. Robbed of their free will, they serve the Talathiel's every whim without question. They too are victims. It is our duty to deliver them from their suffering, not for strategic or political gain, but because it's the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I only ask that in choosing to remember, we do not also forsake our compassion and mortality. Forever that, there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Urianger observed in the capital. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor for what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Talatheroi. There's certainly no rush to press further into our lands. Either way, the Spire's primary purpose is to divide us and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantial by Yashto's analysis of the Tower's influence on aetherial currents. Based on our objectives inside the Tower of Zot, the Spires siphon aether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for its tank alone. The excess of aether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if it was being redirected to the larger spire in the capital. There's a logic to that. Regardless, once we have uncovered the truth, we'll bring their schemes crashing down, along with their infernal towers. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handling over the scales and being on our way. We want you and your scales to join the Ishbald contingent. Consider an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea and the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Oh, so we're heading to Garlemald. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that. For honor and glory, for the people of Garlemald, for revenge against the traveler, for honor and glory, whatever. I didn't like any of these replies, if I'm being honest, but yeah. Can I put that bad myself? The Shtoa, Thancred, and Urianger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did. Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warring skills to Almino, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ishbald. We get to see my girlfriend! Brabant and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival. Pack warm clothing, clothes and the like. Without the cold will do you in before the Telether, all so much as draw steel. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while they're gone. While you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge the Eorzea will be as you left it, or better, upon your return. Something I want to really do, because I saw someone on Twitter do this, was they kind of made a Warrior of Light backstory for their Warrior of Light, and I'll be honest, I really like that. So I kind of want to make my own Warrior of Light have a little backstory, and you know, kind of like rework some of the, and like, you know, build upon it like I have, like, you know, as the whole story progressed, you know, like, you know how I mentioned, like, you know, Alize and Alphanon are like my adopted brother and sister, how we're like a big family now. That's of course part of it. My relationship with Lise going on and everything, so yeah, stuff like that I think would be really cool to do. Really fun, so. Of course, there's a lot of people here. I wonder if some of these people are just doing, I wonder if they're doing Endwalker or Shadowbringer stuff. The Wanderers return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. Those warden skills of yours are what's made this whole venture possible. Will you and Lord Emmerich be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of Ilsabard contingent. The very suggestion that we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garlands has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not. Though I do my best. Truth be told, I'd much rather be on your side, charging into the fray. Alas, I've battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. I hate to say it, but Lord Emmerich struggles me as my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is the peace of mind from knowing Eorzea is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Isbald, Brad, I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you, both of you. We meet again! Oh, we meet again. I thought it was Lise. Much as occurred since we parted ways in Werewolf. From what I gather, the protective talismans you've attained led the formation of this expeditionary force. My contribution to this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garland, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us. Strange, but you have to stake in this. You do. The lofty I have laid waste my homeland and enslaved my people. But though very moot of my being cries for vengeance, cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varus and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel to Isbald contingent, I would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conservatively, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legate sus and attempt to rise me to the position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complacing the contingent's mission. Whether I'm Brian the villain or hailed as the hero, I would only hinder your efforts. We will deliver your people from harm in your stead. I understand where all is in your hand. I doubt that the police champion of yours are set foot on Garland soil. You know, I should say this too. Fair point, but so long as you refrain from announcing your arrival to all and sundry, the average person should have no inkling as to your identity. Although your tales and deeds are common knowledge, only a select few would recognize you on sight alone. Perhaps one day they will learn that the Warrior of Light is not a demon to be feared, but a man deserving of their trust. I guess. In light of Guy's rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of the guy. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and the people. Well said. Might ask you to escort our friends inside. You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two, and if I don't see you again ere you depart, may the fairy guide and protect you, all of you. Is this better armor? I need better headgear. I should have saw what 225. Okay, that's not bad. Still need a better weapon. Best of the best. The members of Ishbal Contingent are gathered in the royal palace. Shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. The main members of Silence. Your friends and most of the Ishbal Contingent await you within. Would you like to see you? Would you like me to put you through? Would you like me to put your call in? Lise! Lise, my love!
By the 12.
By the 12. Holy shit, that's a large group of people. Lise! Ah! It's my girlfriend!
Glad you could join us. I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
I'm
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire world, including the people of Garlemald. Much rides on the efforts of the Ilsabard contingent.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades.
Hey, Lucia!
Lucia!
I have come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations, not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end. We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more. I have faith that, if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone! If I may have your attention.
What are these guys? Hi! Hi, Lise.
Might I ask you to speak first?
If I must, I am Arun Senna, spokesman for the Gridanian delegation, here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer. We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
Yes, I too am part of the Twin Adder.
Suppose I'd better say my piece.
Wait, I know you.
The name's Sicard, in case you've forgotten. Truth be told, I'd rather you had
Do
forgotten.
I somehow remember him?
Any road, the Admiral asked Captain Hillfear to send his best, and for whatever reason, he picked me. Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's taken enough of a keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship. So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do. Since we all know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy. Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than
Love the
capable
freaking
of
Lost
cracking
Belt Company.
skulls, believe you me.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest.
And they're all Lalafell.
If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow. That's where we come in. Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
Yeah, I get to be with my girlfriend.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
From what I've heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the avatar of destruction.
Shadowbringers was a long time ago, Lise. I have no idea what you're talking about.
With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
She looks over at me and
As
she's
for
like
Ishgard, we
blushes,
Temple Knights are
coy
come
like,
in
and I'm
force
like,
to uphold
I
our
blush a little
nation's
bit too,
commitment to
rubbing
the
the back
peace
of my
and
head.
welfare of our
Alpha
allies.
knows there, he pokes me, he like
bitter cold
jabs
of
me in the
Garlemald is
on
a
my
formidable
side with his
enemy in
elbow. He's like,
itself.
come on now.
Our experience
Not
fighting
now.
in ice
I'm
and
like,
snow
come
will
on.
prove
I haven't
invaluable
seen her
in the
in
days
years.
ahead.
Or months. So it's like, calm down.
Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilsabard contingent. I will
Contingent,
do all in my
Ilsabard
power to
contingent,
provide
okay.
you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our mission. Their knowledge of Imperial Magitech is sure to be a great boon. They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Hey, he's here, buddy.
Emanolaine? Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service.
Don't you fucking die.
Though, lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
Yeah, okay. May your graceful prancing lead the way to victory. Dare say your fancy fool may be all that stands between us and certain doom. No, I'm gonna be nice. I fucking love him. He's grown on me. He's grown on me.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroa with my tales of daring-do.
I believe that concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Would that be the shinobi of Doma?
Shinobu!
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various eastern nations. According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
Uh-oh. I think we know that. Yes! Yes! Them! It's the dragon people! Yes! Fucking love them!
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
Yes!
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach.
Yeah, you get fucked if you try to go there, so.
But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men, not war.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Members of the Dalmascan resistance group, Lente's Tears.
Ooh, Dalmasca!
And the Bosnian resistance. Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire.
And
I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald.
You want to say that a little louder, Alphanone?
And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
Want to speak a little louder for the people in the class?
For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them? The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I. They've got their share of liars and murderers, but so do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again. Every Eorzean here knows Cid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological wonders. Gaius bloody Baelsar himself is working to help rebuild Wurlid, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range. Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey. However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems. further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers. From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities.
Sounds good.
The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also
I'm going to be
allow
entirely
others
honest,
to
the
easily
title of
spot
my
us.
live stream,
So, it is imperative that we
wait, I
only make
actually have to
in
learn
positions
while
where we
at
can easily
school
defend
is
ourselves.
not very fitting for
And
actually
the
what we
airships,
seem
which
to be
must
doing
kept
right now.
safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect.
That's true.
But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed.
And for the people that are old and not in need and
Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
And so, we shall go to war! Anyone remember that from Pirates of the Caribbean 3? Hi, Elise. It seems as so long ago we were sailing across the Ruby Sea and charging about the Osmian Steep with Chinnery and the others. I'd say we're overdue for another adventure. And it brings back memories to see many familiar faces. Been through so much together. Good times and not so good. I expect Garmin will be mostly the latter, but I'd like to believe we'll look back on these days more fondly in the years to come. But for that to happen, we'll need to make it out of this alive. Don't you dare die on me, eh? Well, I know what a social gathering this would turn out to be, just for the occasion. Still, this seems like the perfect opportunity to mingle with the other guests. Would I be correct in assuming these ladies over yonder are Sintra and Sadu of the Steep? I should introduce myself, though I don't much like the look of that fellow with the enormous axe. Hi, Signora! I'm glad to see you are well, and grandmother was worried of you. Tonight I agreed to come hither to join the contingent the gods sent her a strange dream. 2 suns, one burning red, the other frozen black. Closer they circled, closer and closer. And as they danced, the world fell to ruin. In blinding chaos, she spied blackened silhouettes and knew at once that one was yours. Yet we know not how to interpret this dream, save as a sign that great danger awaits. But whatever lies ahead, I will walk with you, traveler. Cannot for the Iron Man of their troubles. It is the destiny of the weak to die in ignominy. And so I will do as I have agreed. Volunteer to join this band of Signora's requests, and if she thinks it's a worthy cause, that is reason enough. Though we hail from different tribes, our bond has grown strong of late. She is much better company on a hunt than any of the Steep's oafish men can dream to be. Have you learned to be a lesbon? No. The mole, Gemsies and Nadam, and the Dalthril have sent so many here. I thought to defend the Steep. I thought to defend the Steep in their absence. I would have done so were it not for my stepbrothers. They urge me to grant our allies the sun's might, and his radiance may deliver them unto victory. But I must tolerate the presence of this feral Darthril dog, as first among my brothers. I could do no less than accept this challenge. My deeds will become the stuff of legends. Dude, I so want your axe, however, it's probably weaker than the one I currently have now. But still, it's so fucking cool. I want it for glamour reasons, at least. Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiologically, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climates of Isbald. They would most also likely prove tempting targets of abduction by Telophoroi. All things considered, they could better aid the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea, though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must disturb the wandering scales to our comrades. Care to do the honors? Do I seriously have to give them to everyone? Jesus Christ, I do. My scales for Isgard and delegate, I take it. thanks, these talismans may prove to be the same factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw out my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. Now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and foreknowledge ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. Hey, baby girl. Look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're person with aether. I'll better fend off the tempering waves? Is that the right term? Anyway, this will give us one less to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one I found, eh? And never so not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Oh, I didn't even give you any. Yeah, you've got something for us. Oh, these scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, aren't they? We're gonna be worth a kill or two when this is all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't they send Nadia instead? Bugger divine, no. All the Admiral and Captain Halford told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future. Here I am. Can't say they've gotten a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what good a pirate is on dry land, in the middle of a sodding snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do whatever needs doing. So let's set sail, or however the saying goes on airships. Yes. Ah, so these are famed warring scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. Under normal circumstances, I will not be allowed to travel outside the Twelveswood. The eldest sister, however, has granted us special permission. She has bid me lead my magics to the people of Garlemald while learning all I can of their ways. In so doing, I will come closer to understanding myself and my place in the world. Or so she says. I say it is past time our allies benefit from the powers of the Seedseer's disposal. Some bail men that we hide our light under a bushel, and I intend to address that criticism. We heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. We'll become even more prepared. Oh, the talismans. We are to keep those close at all times, yes? I will see that no one misplaces theirs. Before you forget, I have a message from Hein. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of fire. I hope I have done his words justice. Doma, like much of Othard, has been plagued by the towers. Yet, while he could not be here, he wishes to express his shared convictions. Hein and Urigar labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid will keep their eye at bay. And we at the Steep and the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. You have a warning skill for me too. Yep. I still don't know why you can't have access to my compass yet. Thanks for this, and for going for such incredible length for the sake of my people. We'll have little off in return. I would impart some advice, if I may. I have been told by many to wear the cold of Ilsabard, and I can't stress enough that this is no token warning. I'll be distributing special made warning tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemist Guild. I understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisions of said protection to your discretion. Now, let's proceed to the Armenian Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I will have the pilots spray the airships. Bam, 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 bam. It's the last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Anja and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. The scene claims to be quite warm and toes beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north, certainly as recently as well, no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not only overall concerned with style. Not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Ah, is that the cry of Sans in the need of a tailor, I hear? Oh. It's Tataru! Should have known. But how? I have my ways. Oh, yes, indeed. You thought you could sneak off to Ilsabard without telling me? Ha, nothing escapes my notice. Now you will wear these garments I've made for you whether you like it or not. You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? What? No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion. Rather, the purest of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how could I expect others to wear my creations if I never worn them myself? Makes sense. I did have one other thing to share. Archibald and Ball finally returned from assignment in faraway lands. They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events throughout Eosia. Please return to the Rising Sands, the Rising Stones, or whatever. Since I'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian? Oh, why not? You could keep crowd company at the Bastonian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. I heard Arguments and Bodol did a fine job carrying on in our stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we're nothing to worry about. My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't collapse again, because a certain stone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, they'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlian. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will every day. Aw. Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer. Yeah. Here are your winter's woolies, handcrafted by yours truly. Thanks, Tataru. I literally just changed outfits, by the way, too. Look at that. Yeah, it's an item fucking one, but I guess I have to wear it before I can continue, I'm gonna assume. Until the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. Where is Sid? Ah, there he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you? Now to finally meet you. Where the government ironworks, we will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. All resources are at your disposal, and is there not we might do be further assistance? Please do not hesitate to ask. If you are ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Upon boarding the airship, several cutscenes play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside significant time to view these scenes in their entirety. In addition, you'll be required to participate in battle. Your progress will be saved at certain points. In the event that you are defeated, you'll be able to try again for the most recent of these. Please know if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, the progress will be lost. Let's go! Yeah, I'm at level 83 too, by the way.
Ilsabard, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly?
Oh, I just hope we're not.
On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius, The winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
Yo, Lise looks cute. Aw, Alizé's still cold.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party. They have sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that.
I have no idea what you just said, Angela.
Maxima reports that they're led by Virginia, legatus of the 3rd
so,
Legion,
yeah,
which
no,
comprises
I have no
the bulk
idea.
of their number.
Unless
However,
it's a
they are
fucking
also joined by
spam.
several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus's death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies. As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice. Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Meanwhile, at the Imperial Supply Depot.
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Ishtola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks. All right. Once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's Magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. A blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
Wouldn't have it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
Oh, fuck, I'm Thancred? God damn it! As soon as there's nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you're ready. In the coming battle, you'll fight as Thancred. You have two objectives. 1, place explosives on Imperial Magitechs. 2, deactivate the frontal Magitech units via the control terminal. If the guards attack and pursue you, enemy forces will become more aware of the threat you pose, as indicated by the threat awareness gauge. And that's what that is up there. The gauge will gradually fill until you defeat all alert enemies. The gauge is completely filled, the guards will call for reinforcements and the mission will end in failure. Use swift deception to avoid detection as you are about completing your objectives. Success in this mission hangs on the following points. Swift Deception renders Thancred invisible and increases movement speed. While active, enemy soldiers and Magitechs will be unable to perceive Thancred's presence, even if they are within close proximity. However, it has no effect on the guard dog's acute sense of smell, and they will be able to detect Thancred regardless. Moreover, this action can only be used outside of combat. It will also be unavailable when Thancred attempts to deactivate Magitech fields or execute certain other actions. Thancred's silent takedown will instantly render a soldier unconscious. It can only be used while Swift Deception is in effect. Though it cannot be used on Magitechs or guard dogs, utilizing silent takedown whenever possible is essential to clean a path to your objectives. As guard dogs can detect Thancred even with Swift Deception is activated, you can instead use Bewilderment Bomb to distract them and sneak past unnoticed. Conservatively, Bewilderment Bomb has no effect on Magitechs or soldiers, so take care to choose the right tool for the situation. Okay. I guess let's do it.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Oh, can I use? Oh. I mean, valid target. Oh, that wasn't so bad. This is all I have to do.
The explosives are in
Oh,
place.
so that's the thing. I haven't seen that.
Very
I was
good.
like, this is Thancred.
All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
Understood. Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Slay the Spire? No, I don't think I've ever heard of it either. Yeah, I get. Well, actually, no. Oh, shit.
Spotted.
I'll actually be honest, this game doesn't seem like all that bad to platinum. But it is time consuming. Like, that's for real. If you're talking about 14, then yeah, 14 is definitely a 14 is definitely a bitch of a game to platinum. Like I said before, and I'll say it again, it's time consuming. That's all it is. Yep, I knew it. I was like, ah,
Must be losing my touch.
Oh, Slay the Spire. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of it, so I don't know what it is. I'll have to look into it. Woof, woof, woof. Shit, I'm not hitting anymore. Fuck. Dude, this is definitely a tough of a bitch. On. Move. Thank you.
Must be losing my touch.
Ah, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I think I've heard of it before, or something along those lines, so... That's a close one. I don't know where I'm supposed to go now. Oh, I guess I'm just supposed to leave. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Definitely could have been better, but not that bad.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
The blizzard's beginning to clear.
Lucky us.
The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now. If they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but... Wait! Something's coming!
That's a bit...
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages! We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Alright, Sansa, kick some ass! Kick some ass! What the fuck is this music? In this coming battle, you will fight as your character. Thank God. Well, see, I'm not really too big into roguelikes, even though I don't mind them. Like, I freaking love The Binding of Isaac. I love Hades. And is Hollow Knight considered a roguelike? I don't think so. But I haven't really played it yet, but I am interested in it, so. Yeah, they now gave me only a limited number of move times to this while I'm in Rage. Unlike before where I think I could have done it multiple times. Oh.
You lot all right back there? We're fine and ready for more. Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
Is this not the front line? I don't. Oh, ugh. Or do I just keep going forward? I'm just gonna keep going forward, I suppose. Oh, there we go. Meanwhile, on the front line.
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time.
I love
the
Justinian.
Their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
That I did.
That I did. This thing I can kill / destroy.
That's Vigilia! Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
Don't worry, I'm coming! I'm here, Lise! Hi, baby!
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
Yeah, sorry. We ran into some trouble.
There's no stopping us now. Come on. Let's show them what we're made of.
Hells yeah! As a storm, it doesn't know when
We have them now! Forward!
Damn, like that. That's an up. I can't fucking.
There's a raging bull!
There's a raging bull! Yeah, me and my buddy doing our axe throws. Protect the small child! Oh, what the fuck? Is everyone alright? She asks as I'm lying down there dead. Fuck, how far? Fuck, I probably have to do all the fucking... Oh, good, front lines. Okay, thank God. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. Oh, that fucking sucked.
We have them now. Forward!
Yeah, I wasn't a dumbass this time. She's doing the thing!
Tremble before the sun!
Yo! Sandu, you are a complete beast and I fucking love you. Well, that was fun.
A worthy adversary. Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death.
Sadu Hatun.
Aw, poor dude.
That was the last of them.
He just wants some love.
The day
He
is
just wants
ours,
some
thanks
love.
to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan? Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain. "800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated.
Hated.
The chosen forsaken.
Oh, here we are.
In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks? Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed. Bitterly so.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
We can consider the question after we have made camp. If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
Yo, I like that. I like how that aetheryte crystal thing looks like. In spite of the obstacles we face, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little further and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss the course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Stola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Alize and I will meet you there. Graha! Yes, Stola! Meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. It is the monstrous tower of the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Aether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swelling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my sense in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. Camp Broken Glass. I don't think I'll make it in time to help with that fate, even though I'd love to. Yeah, doing 3,000 fates for a trophy is going to be a pain in the dick. You'll be pleased to know most of the template have been quartered inside the nearby building and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do have a feel of no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. Commandeering. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strange there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me that they've left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking out loud. You mentioned a meeting. I will make my way there. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city. For therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroi's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porxy of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me, and as I shall need to draw on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but I reckon the cold is a more pressing concern. All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next.
Freezing our asses off?
My smiths reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Understood. The machinist will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophoroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace. How about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service, though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
Yeah, I guess
As a
that's
matter
me.
of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rime. I would have you search the area for survivors.
Oh, okay.
Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
There are any survivors, we will surely find them. Extensive travels is something of an understatement, but I suppose there's nothing else that needs doing. Ice fields! I love ice fields! Oh wait, no I don't! I kind of want to say this, but that makes me really sound like I don't want to do anything. I'll say this one. Ice fields? I love ice fields! Oh wait,
I have faith
no
that
I
you will.
don't!
I look forward to
Fuck.
greeting you on your safe return. You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
Yeah, may the Fury, yeah. May the crystal shines, yeah. Yo, you know, it is kind of weird that we are, like, you know, when I first started streaming this game, I was all like, I'm not I don't believe anything about this bullshit religion of the may the crystal blessing guide you bullshit. If you actually think about it, we're kind of now like, yeah, we don't give a shit about Heidelin anymore. So, gods be good. If it was this cold with Tataru's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. I must remember to thank her when next we meet. Makes me realize, too, that while the people of Galmond have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. Tracks in the snow. What ho, chums? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you ask, where's the scour album rhyme for survivors? What? Wander around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? You take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. I'll probably regret this, but we may be as well humor him. He's not bad. I like this idiot. An aetherite current. This item has been moved to your collection. What do you mean by that? I don't know. I'll have to look for it when I'm done streaming. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing? Or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after either way. Is that an aether current? No, just a wind spirit. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see, all you hill hawk? There's no mistaking it. That's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there behind that tree. It looks like she's running away from something. Though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I could tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress. A rather fetching one at that. Should be long gone by the time we get anywhere near. We should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're heading. Oh, and take these warming tunics with you. Poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not the verge of freezing to death. That's actually quite very thoughtful. Thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. And lest we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go and Godspeed. As a star now. Footprints in the snow. We must fight till they all die. Trail of fresh footprints lead east. In their cold blood, silence in the snow. Silence in the Snow by Trivium. Go fucking listen to Trivium. Good ass band. In the Court of the Dragons is a fantastic album that you all should listen to. These first prints appear to be the same as those you saw previously, and they lean towards the building. We're getting close, I'm sure of it. At first we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been open in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. And again, it's also possible she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? Silence in the snow. We must fight till they all die in their cold blood. Silence. Ah, there she is, by the tree. The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from the distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. Be safer to get closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. Follow the girl from a safe distance. The object will end in failure if you are noticed. Make use to cover such as rocks and approach without being seen. Similarly, the objects will also end if you fail to fall too far behind. Should you fail to complete the objective, you may try again by returning to the designated location. This strange Marlborough creature. Close. Hooray! Duty's been completed. Phew, still in one piece. Hello. Hi. Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Calm down. Please, we just want to talk. The fuck? I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alize and our good friend Ande. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Talothi are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they destroy the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who have been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we've met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape Talothio's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name's Lucina. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question. Ever since that night, and the roar, that terrible roar, and then the screams, I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Could she be blessed with the light, like I am? She probably is. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran past friends, people I've known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were... Hold on. Sorry about that. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was. But now me and a few others are, borrowing it. As for explosives, I was making that up. Just wanted to keep everyone else safe, and I didn't know if you were... Truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help, can you? Of course. Whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I better tell the others, though. Wait here. This is everyone. Lucia says you can be trusted. But these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, will you provide us with means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill? Perhaps we could take you at your word. Is that too much to ask? Then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alize? We'll have a fire burning in no time. Maybe build it under that gazebo. The what? Oh, you mean the bower? Yes, yes, do as you will. Okay. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've woke up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? Womp 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 womp. I can treat the frostbite and the wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now will be a good occasion to make use of Emelarian's tinctures, the ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? The numbness begins to subside, but I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Warming tincture? Never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than major protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the magic that sustains us has come to the grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of cerealium. Of course, cereal ignis is full of that stuff, for all the good it does. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well. Yes, never better. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? Haha, 'tis a joke, a joke! Ha ha ha. If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep. So said the poet. And alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fall. We are the blessed damned, the bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while brother lie dead or alive on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When the morning came, government was no more. The cartography of gunfire, explosives and screams was our beloved capital ravaged to the ground. From the rubble rose the deceived remnants, their lavish finery picked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the place, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with a horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. What do you want? What do you want? A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. That? It's a radio. You have them where you come from, I take it. Use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but the small is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore. Scouts from Locus Ominous it is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. People at the broadcasting station must have either fled or end up like the others, because all we've heard is the same music being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our astral homeland of Locus Ominous. We may have founded an empire in this frozen waste, but we always hoped to take back what was once ours. This is a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardships, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, that he speaks to us through our radios. There's a cunning strategy faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be defeated so easily. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. What's that? Here you go. So this is what you gave the others. Thank you, I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Okay. Are you part of the group staying in Laterium? I saw Legis Virtuous troops heading towards the Manga Glaciers a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Vergilia and her men are there now. So how did you reach the Manga Glaciers? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships? Then there might be a way to... Lucia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby almost has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Thought the soldiers to scare them off. Wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlement. Some have been known to attack people too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defend a Legisert, then surely a few beasts wouldn't pose a threat. If you're mind to continue helping us, perhaps you would head to the other side of the lake. A small group of trappers living there. People whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. And that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the trappers. Ceruleum you need, then ceruleum you'll get. Best watch out for baby almonds while we're away. Thank you so much. To reach Trapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding an entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easy to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. I do not like the look of that freaking Marlboro. Who goes there? How'd you find us? What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the purebloods over at Vector Spoils hadn't given it away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up assholes thought they could come waltzing in here, demanding ceruleum and nothing to offer in return. Ha! Looks like the boot's on the other foot, and now the capital's gone to shite. So they've restored to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, sellsword. You think you'll get into intimidation? They've got another thing coming. What? No! Did I kill them? Okay, guys. Oh, shit. I didn't think it would start. There you are. Just after you left, Lucia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you need a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. So this trapper's then. Well then, after you. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back. Don't go anywhere. It hopefully shouldn't take too long. Should take roughly maybe 20 minutes or so for me to do this thing quickly. It shouldn't take too long, but I'll be right back. So just hold on a few seconds, guys. Be right back. All right, I am back. Sorry for that. Hopefully it didn't take too long. There we are. There we are. Oh, Ruby Harper, fuck off. You know what? I'm just going to do this right now. I should also do this to the other person that was in the chat. Report. Only content spam. That one. Report. And let's do this as well. Report. And bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Who are you? What happened to the gods? The Rosians and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Oh god, my thing's acting up again. Fuck! Wait. Let me guess, none of you are Garling. You were brought here from other lands? God damn it, I think... Does my thing go... So, obviously I'm a little unsynced right now, which fucking sucks. So I'll probably have to end this stream here shortly, because gods know I'm not going to be able to get back in here anytime soon. Does this happen because I put that fucking thing up? Cry Albanian, Yaxi, Balsja, Dalmasca, the named a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life, all put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of On, placing us firmly at the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new government, says we. But the only things that escaped more or less unscathed is ceruleum ignis, still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the picture. We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do it if it's frozen over? Ha! Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. Anyway, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days. Well, with the city in ruins. We take enough to power our heaters and save the sculptors for surplus for later. And though it helps starve off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingents we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? If we manage to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire. And the knowledge and skills we require working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. Long as there's need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by. Even for Garlemald as we know it is gone for good. Gone for good. Yeah, here we are. Regardless of what the Ilsabard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause of celebration, while for others, their whole way of life has been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see what's about getting some ceruleum. Alrighty. Gonna head back to Camp Broken Glass. Let me just see this for a second. Nope, still unsynced. That fucking sucks. I'm not even 3 hours into this, so... And I'd have to end the stream here, and I fucking hate that I do because it's unsynced, and I apologize for that. It fucking sucks. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this stream of Final Fantasy XIV. I would actually have loved to have done more, but of course, obviously I can't because it's unsynced for whatever fucking stupid reason. Fucking stupid as fuck. But regardless, guys, that is going to do it, and I apologize again. But thank you all so much for watching this stream. Whether you watch it live or archived here on YouTube, I'll be back on Thursday for some more Final Fantasy XIV, and I hope you guys are excited for that as much as I am. Oh boy, I'm really loving this a lot. I really am. So thank you all for watching again. I'll see you guys on Thursday for some more Final Fantasy XIV. Hopefully, we'll finally get to our 3-hour mark. I don't think No, I got to the 3-hour mark on Saturday, so... But hopefully we'll get to the 3-hour mark on Thursday when we come up. But anyway, again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.